A racially motivated attack in Jacksonville, Florida, on Saturday left 3 people dead. An armed gunman attacked black people at a Dollar General store, becoming one of several incidents over the weekend that once again shocked Americans at public places, from stores to soccer games to parades. This shooting was motivated by racial hatred, and he hated black people, Jacksonville Sheriff T.C. Waters said at a news conference Saturday night. Waters said the gunman, whom he described as a young white male in his early 20s, shot himself after the attack. The suspect left behind 3 manifestos outlining his disgusting hate ideology and motives for the attack. All 3 victims, 2 men and 1 woman, were black. Waters said the shooter lived in Clay County, Florida, south of Jacksonville, with his parents. Jacksonville is in northeast Florida, about 35 miles south of the Georgia border. Waters said the shooter informed his father via text message to check his computer. The father discovered documents described by Waters as manifestos and called police. However, Waters said, when authorities were notified of the manifestos, the shooter had already begun his attack at Dollar General. The shooting began shortly before 1 p.m. Eastern Time, near Edward Waters University, a historically black institution where students living in dorms were told to stay in their rooms. Waters said the gunman was seen on campus before heading to Dollar General. No one on campus was injured. He took the opportunity to put on his bulletproof vest and mask outside and then headed into the store where he committed this horrific crime, Waters told CNN reporter Jim Acosta. Edward Waters University officials said the shooter was turned away from their campus after refusing to identify himself. The individual returned to his vehicle and left the campus without incident. The encounter was reported to Jacksonville police by Edward Waters Security, reads a press release from the university. Jacksonville Mayor Donna Deegan said shooter barricaded himself inside the store after the attack. It is still unclear if the victims were shot inside or outside the store. The sheriff said investigators believe the gunman acted alone and was wearing a tactical vest and mask at the time of the attack. He was armed with an AR-15 style rifle and a handgun. Waters showed photos of the weapons at the press conference, and one of the guns had swastikas drawn on it in white paint. We have opened a federal civil rights investigation, and we will treat this crime as a hate crime, said Sherry Onks, special agent in charge of the FBI's Jacksonville office. Authorities have not yet formally identified the suspect, but are already in contact with his parents, Waters said. Sagittarius was the subject of a law enforcement call under the Baker Act in 2017, which allows people to be detained and evaluated for 72 hours during a mental health crisis. Waters did not provide details about what led to the Baker Act summons in that case. He said typically a person detained under the Baker Act is not authorized to purchase firearms. Authorities said it appears the shooter did not know his victims. Deegan said it appears from the shooter's writings that he knew about the massacre at a Jacksonville gaming event where 2 people were killed 5 years ago and may have chosen the date of his attack to coincide with that anniversary. The sheriff said those emails will be released at some point. I'm a big believer in transparency, he said.